The printers have been running non-stop lately, and every time a single one of them starts, I catch myself thinking, how much is this going to cost me? Then I had a terrible idea. Could I make enough power for a 3D print myself? So here's the plan. In the UK, we've got some of the highest energy costs in the world. It's expensive. So instead of guessing, I'm going to measure the total power consumption of my printers, testing both the idle and when they're actively printing. When I've got the measurements that I need, I'm going to recoup that energy on my brand new exercise bike. Fitness goals. So first I want to check how much it's going to cost me just to idle the printers. That's to have them on but them not doing anything. I'm going to leave them running for an hour and we'll come back to it. I'll be using one of these plug-in power monitors I grabbed from Amazon. This one cost about 12 quid. And once I've got that number, that becomes my target. I'm hoping this does one of two things. One, it should give me a very physical sense of the energy it takes to run a 3D printer. And two, it should kickstart my motivation to start my fitness journey back up again. And while we do that, I'm going to unpack my new fitness engine, the Yeesoul G1M Plus. And this is how I'm going to generate the energy I need to power my 3D printer, at least figuratively. Now my kids don't always like it when I have parcels arrive at the house, but this time they seem pretty excited. And they actually wanted to help. So I was able to get a little bonus family project on the go too. I just want to give a little bit of an overview of how the build process went, and the simple answer is brilliantly. There's a full video guide on how to assemble the bike, and the paper instructions are really great too. The build process was simple enough that my 8-year-old could follow along, and we had a great time doing it, so massive win, and the bike was built in no time. The whole family can use this bike, which is why it's important that everything adjusts easily. And it does. I think this is going to matter as I hop on and off in between 3D prints too, so we'll see. And it's solid. No wobble, even when I'm hammering cycling. And while I've been doing all that, I now have a measurement for the FDM printer while they're idling. And the results were 0.01 kilowatt hours, which amounts to zero cost. In fact, even if you ran the printer on standby for a year, it would only cost you £18 to do so. Now to pay back that idling cost. That was easy. There's a couple of ways to work with the bike. There's a free app, and there's a subscription option within that costs $3.99 a month, which isn't too bad, but amazingly, you don't need any of that. I can just screencast YouTube from my phone and play my own soundtrack over the top, and I'm good to go. I don't need to spend anything other than the cost of the bike. Initially, I found some cool cycling along videos that gives me something to look at, but pretty quickly I just caved in and watched my favourite YouTube channels. I could also use it to distract my kids too. It's got a swivel screen so they can just watch cartoons while I'm exercising, but they've got enough to do at the moment, so we don't need that. And now I'm wondering if this video was a stupid idea, because here's where we find out how much energy my printers have really used. And the answer? 1.7 kilowatt hours or 35 pence of cost. That was printing on the Bamboo Lab P2S on a print that took 17 hours. Now it's winter here in the UK, so any prints I do will be at their most expensive through the year, so I can just assume that in summertime it's just going to cost me less. Now for the horror story. To pay that back, I've got to do some cycling. The exercise I'm doing on screen right now is a moderate workout that takes about 20 minutes. And that generates around 100 kilocalories of energy, which converts to 0.116 kilowatt hours. And that means I need to do this exercise 14.6 more times. Or to put it another way, I need to cycle for 4.86 hours to generate the energy I need for one 3D print. So this has been a silly little video to start off 2026. Now I'm not pretending I'm going to be replacing the grid or frankly making any real difference here, but seeing the numbers and knowing what it took to make that makes those numbers feel extremely real. So let's strap in again and get to making the rest. This time I am going to use the app because I have a free trial. Frankly, I need more motivation than etymology videos. Sorry, Rob. I can yank on this big red knob and make it harder. The resistance, I mean. And I think I'm going to need to do that because by increasing the resistance, I'll be able to increase my energy output too. And while I do this, I'm going to unpack some of the other numbers behind the energy calculations here. A quick Google search shows the UK's average energy cost is around about 27 pence per kilowatt hour. Now I actually pay a little bit less than that at 21 pence a kilowatt hour, and that's what these numbers have been calculated on. Compare that to what Google says is the average US energy cost, which is around about 20 cents per kilowatt hour, and you can see the UK is significantly more expensive than our friends over on across the pond. I haven't included the standing charge of 54 pence per day onto this calculation because I want to give a realistic figure and I have to pay a standing charge on the rest of my house anyway, regardless of whether I've got a 3D printer or not. If our friends across the pond are interested, that makes the cost of a 3D print such as the one I did about 26 cents. And while that doesn't sound too bad, I've got 9 3D printers in my garage, so if you extrapolate that across 9 3D printers, that's £3.24 a day, £22 a week, or £1,179 a year, which is significant. I could buy another Bamboo Lab P2S for that. Affiliate link in the description below. And now that I know that it takes me about 5 hours of cycling to generate the energy I need for one 3D print, well, that brings it home how much energy 3D printing uses in a really tangible way. And that was the point of this video. While it's not going to stop me 3D printing, it's just going to be something that's in the back of my mind now, so I think this is a really exciting and useful exercise. You may differ. You know what, the unexpected part of this wasn't the energy maths. I kind of knew how much the 3D printing was going to cost when going into this. It was how much fun I was having while cycling. Honestly, I've really missed the feeling of just exercising and feeling tired and hurting slightly afterwards. Maybe it's a bit masochistic, but it's a nice feeling. And all of a sudden, instead of just sitting and staring at my screen, I was moving and feeling better about life. Maybe it's just a January thing. We'll see how this goes on, but I'm excited. And it's how I intend to carry on too. Moving more. Measuring things properly and then showing them to you, as well as questioning some of the stuff we take for granted and trying to bring new perspectives on 3D printing that exist in my head. And if that's the sort of thing you're into, then consider liking the channel and subscribing too. It's about awareness for me. Awareness of my energy use, awareness of how inactive I've become, and aware of how small changes just add up. I'm really grateful to Usol for the opportunity to test the G1N Plus, and I'm also really grateful that they let me go a little bit rogue on this video. They didn't need to do that. If you want to check out the bike, there's a link in the description below and in the comments directly below this video as well. Now, let's see if I can bank some more energy for the next print. Don't worry, I've not gone off on a fitness tangent. Normal business resumes on the next video. I have the Cobra X to print, I've got the S1 Max to print, I've got the Bamboo Labs P2S, I've got the Wondermaker ZR, I've got a Creality laser, I've got a sanders and other cool tools to test. And of course the next installment in my multi-board videos too. So strap in, it's gonna be fun. If you want to see the first car crash video in my multi-board series, it should be on screen now, or another video that YouTube thinks you might like, and I'll just round out the video by saying thank you to everybody who supports me over on Patreon, subscribes to my newsletters, joins in the conversations over at Discord. You know who you are and you are absolute legends. This has been RisingApe Minis. I've been James, and I'll see you next time.